What's the most exciting entertainment of 2017? Hey everybody, so if you watched my video last week, I ran down my favorite movies, TV shows, and comics of 2016, but we're in a new year. It's 2017, so for this video, I really wanted to dive into the things I am most excited about in 2017. Entertainment-wise, we've got a lot to look forward to, and these are the top 10 things that have grabbed my interest. It'll be interesting to see how they stack up to when I do a video next year of my favorite things looking back, but going into it, these are the things that have my attention. First up, the DC TV shows on CW. They have been killing it this season. We have Arrow Season 5, Supergirl Season 2, Flash Season 3, and Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. They've all been renewed for new seasons, but this year so far, they've been firing on all cylinders. Arrow's wrapping up its island flashbacks and kind of looking back at the 5 years that have been and taking stock and really emphasizing the things that have worked for the show. Supergirl's been investing in its alien plot lines, really helping separate it from the other CW shows, and with the inclusion of Superman, it's really embraced its own legacy. And this year we're getting Mr. Mxyzptlk, and we're also getting a musical crossover with The Flash, with the Music Meister, which was a villain that was introduced on Batman Brave and the Bold. So that's just amazing fun. And on Flash, we're getting Gorilla Grodd and Solver, who, if you don't know from the comics, is Gorilla Grodd's great Gorilla City nemesis, which means we're getting Gorilla City, which is super exciting. And of course, Legends of Tomorrow has the Legion of Doom, which means all the best villains from the other shows have now camped out in Legends of Tomorrow, which can only mean great things. We're getting Rip Hunter back. All signs point to great things for these shows in the future, and I cannot wait to see what happens. In that vein, I'm also really excited for the DC movies. I know that everybody's been kind of down on Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, but if I'm being honest, I enjoyed both of those more than Man of Steel. So I'm hoping that maybe I'll enjoy Wonder Woman and Justice League more than I enjoyed those movies, and it'll just be a track up for them. And I love these characters, and so on some level, it's just amazing to see Wonder Woman finally get her own movie and to see the Justice League together on the big screen. But you need to have Green Lantern in that movie, DC. You need to do it. He needs to be in the movie. Worst case scenario for me, these movies will be like Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, which are overall messy but enjoyable movies that have moments that really make me excited. There's still that lizard brain visceral joy of seeing some of my favorite characters on the big screen. On the Marvel side of things, if I'm being honest, I'm not hugely excited about Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor, although I'm hopeful we'll get great things from those movies. However, I'm super excited for the new Spider-Man. Spider-Man has always been one of my favorite characters. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movie is the first movie I fell in love with and is one of my favorite movies of all time. And Tom Holland's Spider-Man made a great debut on Captain America Civil War. Plus you got Michael Keaton as the Vulture and possibly Shocker showing up. And I'm really hopeful that this Spider-Man movie can deliver on all the stuff I love about the character. Also, my favorite side of the MCU has to be the Defenders, the Marvel Netflix shows that include Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. After over 2 years and 5-ish seasons of build-up, we'll finally see all these characters join forces, and I love these street-level heroes. These are my favorite heroes in the comics. They're my favorite aspect of the overall MCU, and I'm just really excited to see them bump heads. I'm excited to see Luke Cage and Iron Fist meet. So the Heroes for Hire finally meet. I'm excited to see Daredevil and Jessica Jones bump heads. I'm excited to see Luke Cage and Jessica Jones meet again and hopefully rekindle their relationship because I'm a big Luke Cage and Jessica Jones shipper. Not only that, we have Iron Fist this year and possibly the Punisher. And he may even show up on the Defenders. So for me, it's going to be a great year as far as Marvel goes. We got the Defenders, we got a new Spider-Man. I'm super excited. Something else I'm looking forward to this year is gloriously absurd action movies. Not only are we getting the second installment of John Wick, which might be one of my favorite movies of all time because it's just a perfect action thriller. It's amazing. If you haven't seen John Wick and you like action movies, what are you doing? You need to go watch it. I'm hoping that the second one will have even more crazy, ridiculous Keanu Reeves kicking ass action. Lawrence Fishburne's going to be in it, so there's a Matrix reunion. I'm all for it. Sign me up. But not only that, we're getting a new Fast and the Furious movie, and it's called Fate of the Furious. And if that alone didn't tell you everything you need to know and make you want to see it, let me sell you on it. I used to not give this franchise the time of day, but I heard so many good things about 5 and 6 and 7 that I started watching the most recent ones, and they are amazing. They are just everything your inner 8-year-old ever wanted in a movie. You remember when you're playing with action figures and those crazy convoluted stories you'd come up with to entertain yourself? This is like that in movie form, basically. Watching the new trailer, you've got bad guys are teaming up with good guys. There's tanks on ice and submarines, and it's just one of those that, like, you keep wondering how this franchise is going to top itself, and it always seems to find a way. And I'm starting to become convinced that it might actually be the best superhero franchise out there. You've got crazy, over-muscled good guys, overly complicated, energetic plots. It's got its own convoluted backstory, like 4, 5, and 6 are actually before movie 3, which plays into movie 7. You've got characters coming back from the dead. It's like a 90s comic brought to life. Point is, it's everything my inner child wants, and don't judge me for it. As far as video games go, there's a few highlights I'm really excited about. Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. Any game where you can create create your own story within the world, I'm all about. And Mass Effect delivered that in spades. And honestly, it was my first introduction to that type of gaming. And my favorite part about that first Mass Effect game was that sense of exploration. Every planet I dropped on, I didn't know what alien species I was going to run into, what new adventure was going to unfold. And I'm excited that maybe Andromeda can recapture that feeling. Now that we're in a whole new galaxy, who knows what alien species, what new threats can be uncovered, and what new stories we can tell in this world. But there's also Injustice 2. If you couldn't tell already, I'm a huge DC fan. So the first Injustice was one of my favorite fighting games of the last few years. NetherRealm does a great job with their fighting games. Love Mortal Kombat. And I can't wait to see what new additions we have in Injustice 2. Not only with new characters, which we seem to be getting plenty of. We've got Deadshot and Grodd and Supergirl, but also the new armor system. But again, mostly just being able to play Superman and beat the crap out of Batman. I'm all about that. Then there's Apes. I'm really excited about Apes this year. Not only do we have a new Planet of the Apes movie, and again, what a surprisingly great franchise, right? Not only do you have the original movies, which are sci-fi hallmarks, but the new movies have actually been kind of amazing, especially Dawn of the Planet of the Apes has one of the best villains in Koba. So with Matt Reeves returning to the director's chair, I have all the hope in the world that War for the Planet of the Apes will be just as good. There's also Kong Skull Island, which revisits the classic cinema character King Kong with kind of a different angle where it's in the 70s and we're staying on the island pretty much the whole time, it looks like. And at first when I heard about this movie, I didn't really care that much, but the more I've seen about it, the more excited I get. The cast is amazing, the trailers have looked dope, and it's building up to Godzilla vs. King Kong, which I am all sorts of amped about. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. To see these two titans, literally titans of cinema, throw down, I'm all about. I remember when I was a little kid and I saw the box for the old crappy Japanese movie, and I was like, what? King Kong and Godzilla fight? And I feel the same way now. Now, I know I listed off all the DC superhero shows, but that's not all I'm excited for on the CW. iZombie is returning, and I am convinced that's the best show on CW. It might be one of the best shows on TV. It's super cleverly written. It's got a fun cast, an amazing premise. It's just super well paced. Not only that, we're also getting Riverdale, which is an interesting take on the old Archie characters. The Archie franchise has breathed new life into itself by mixing and matching itself with other genres. You've got Afterlife with Archie with zombies, and this is Archie with Twin Peaks, and I'm sold. I'm in. I'm definitely going to check it out, and I wish that show all the best. I'm interested to see where it goes. On the TV front, I'm also really excited about some BBC America offerings. Not only do we have the next season of Doctor Who, which is a show I love, but we're getting the final season of Orphan Black, which I just watched all of last year, and I cannot wait to see where this series go. Tatiana Maslany is amazing. I always think like, oh man, the actress that plays that character is really good, forgetting that she also plays like 5 other characters on the show. Season 4 was a little wonky for me, but I think the show is definitely going to deliver on its final season. And Doctor Who is a mainstay. It's a classic. This is the last season of Stephen Moffat's run. I love what Stephen Moffat brings to the character. I'm excited to see how he wraps up his run. Here's hoping Peter Capaldi has a run past him, because I'm all about his old cranky doctor. All right, so the last thing I'm looking forward to in 2017, and the thing I'm actually probably most excited about, is a little bit of a cheat, because it's something I'm making. I'm releasing my very first comic book this year. And I'd like to share with you the very first image that the world is seeing right now, which is an early page from the comic. So from it, you can tell that there are dinosaurs. I can promise you a crazy action-packed thrill ride, and this has been a blast to create, and I hope you guys have as much fun reading it as I did writing it. So that's all I'm going to tell you about the plot right now. But here's the thing, I'm going to need your help making this comic. It turns out creating comic books is actually really expensive, surprise, surprise. So I'm going to be launching a crowdfunding campaign soon to raise the money to put this bad boy in your hands, and in return, you will get the comic in kind of a print-to-order situation. So stay tuned to videos like this one. In my Instagram, I'll be posting images like that that'll fill you more in on the story of the comic and what to expect there, and also more about the crowdfunding campaign and when it's coming. And as always, please check out my podcast with Sam Bashor, Only Stupid Answers. We drop new episodes every Monday on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Audio Boom, and many more platforms. You can find out more information about that podcast at Only Stupid Answers. Take out the vowels from stupid on Twitter. All right, that's it for me this week. Please let me know in the comments down below what you're looking forward to in 2017, and any other topics you'd like me to discuss in the future. I hope you have an amazing week. See you next time.